No one warns you about this part of getting older. There's no headline, no announcement. Just one day, something feels different. You go to stand up from a chair and realize it takes more effort than it used to. You head for the stairs and find yourself pausing halfway. Not because you're tired, but because your legs feel strangely heavy. Like they're carrying more than just your body. Like they're carrying time. And you think to yourself, when did this get so hard? It's not about laziness. It's not because you're giving up. It's because somewhere along the way, quietly, gradually, your legs began to lose the strength that once carried you without question. And here's the truth we don't say out loud often enough. The strength in your legs is tied to your freedom. Walking, rising, climbing stairs. These aren't just motions. They're gateways to your independence. And when those movements become shaky or painful, life starts to shrink. Here's a reality that should never be whispered. Every 11 seconds, a senior is hospitalized from a fall. Not just with bruises, but with broken confidence, lost independence, and sometimes a long road back that never fully returns. But here's something else you need to hear, clearly and firmly. You are not powerless. As a nutritionist who's worked with hundreds of adults from 50 to 90, I can tell you this. Weak legs don't happen overnight, and they don't happen without cause. And most importantly, they don't have to stay weak. The answer isn't some expensive treatment or exhausting workout plan. In fact, it may already be in your pantry, quiet, simple, and ready to help. Because your body isn't giving up. It's simply waiting for the right fuel to rebuild what time has quietly taken away. Let me show you how. Now, if any part of that sounded familiar, if you've ever felt your legs hesitate when they used to move without thinking, please know this. You're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. As a nutritionist, I've walked alongside hundreds of older adults, from vibrant 50-year-olds to wise 90-year-olds, each with their own story. But time after time, I've seen the same quiet truth unfold. Muscle loss doesn't mean you failed. It means your body is asking for something different, something deeper, something it hasn't been getting. And here's the part no one says clearly enough. You can rebuild. You can regain strength in your legs, balance in your step, and confidence in how you move. And you don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle to do it. No gym memberships, no complicated routines, no miracle pills. Because sometimes the solution is simpler than you think. Sometimes it's already waiting for you on your kitchen shelf. That's not a guess. It's what I've witnessed over and over again. Like Maria, who feared she'd need a cane forever after a bathroom fall, but walked through her town square again after just 3 months of focused nutrition. Or Jose, who once gripped the railing to stand, now walking upstairs with ease. The body doesn't give up easily. It waits. And when you give it the nourishment it's been missing, it responds. So before we dive in, let me say this clearly. This video isn't about restrictions. It's about reclaiming what's already yours. Strength, mobility, freedom, and we begin, not with effort, but with fuel. Let me show you where to start. Let me say this plainly, because you deserve to hear it without fluff or fear. The strength in your legs can come back, not overnight, not magically, but steadily, naturally, and most of all, realistically. You don't need to chase expensive supplements or extreme routines, because sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't found in a bottle, it's found on your plate. I've seen this change unfold in real people. People who once shuffled from room to room, now strolling confidently through their neighborhood. People who once feared a single step, now climbing stairs with strength they thought was gone forever. And you'll hear exactly what they did. Because I'm going to walk you through 4 simple, affordable foods that support your legs, your joints, and your nervous system, starting from the inside out. These aren't exotic ingredients or fad diets. They're familiar, accessible, and more powerful than you've been led to believe. And the best part, this isn't just about strength. These foods can help with balance, mobility, energy, even better sleep. That's the promise. Real food. Real impact, for your legs, for your freedom, for your life. And if that sounds like something worth exploring, stay with me. Because the first food we're about to cover is more than just a meal. It's a message to your muscles. You still have work to do. Let's begin. Let's start with something simple. So simple, in fact, that it might be sitting quietly in your pantry right now. Chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. They may not look like much, but don't let their size fool you, because chickpeas are more than just food. They're building blocks, tiny bricks for rebuilding strength, one bite at a time. After working with older adults for years, one truth has become crystal clear. It's often the most ordinary foods that make the most extraordinary difference, especially when it comes to your legs. Here's why. Chickpeas are packed with plant-based protein, the exact fuel your muscles need to stay strong, steady, and supportive. As we age, we naturally lose muscle, a process called sarcopenia, and it tends to show up first in the legs. Shaky steps, trouble standing, loss of balance. But the right kind of protein, consumed consistently, can slow that loss, and in many cases, even reverse it. That's where chickpeas come in. They're also rich in magnesium, iron, and vitamin B6, nutrients that do more than build muscle. They improve nerve communication, reduce cramping and fatigue, and help your legs feel lighter, smoother, and more responsive. You know that heavy leg feeling? Or those middle-of-the-night muscle twitches? That's your body asking for support, and research confirms it. In a 2019 study from the University of Mercia, older adults who ate chickpeas just 3 times a week showed 22% less muscle loss than those who didn't. That's not just a statistic. That's independence. That's walking without fear. That's getting out of a chair without holding your breath. I remember one client clearly, Jose, age 74 from Seville. He'd fallen down a flight of steps and didn't want pain pills. He wanted his legs back. So we made one simple change. He started adding chickpeas to soups, stews, and salads, 3 times a week. 5 weeks later, Jose was walking around his neighborhood again. No knee trembling, no fear of standing up. It wasn't magic, it was nutrition doing its job. And the best part? Chickpeas are versatile and easy to enjoy. Try half a cup, about 125 grams, cooked. Add them to a Mediterranean salad with cucumber and lemon. Roast them with olive oil and herbs for a crunchy snack. Blend them into a warm soup with turmeric and black pepper to boost circulation and ease joint inflammation. Here's a tip. If you use dry chickpeas, soak them overnight in a little baking soda. It helps break down phytic acid, which boosts iron absorption and makes them easier to digest, especially helpful if you're prone to bloating or lightheadedness due to low iron. This isn't just about feeling stronger. It's about restoring something deeper, your confidence in your own body. And chickpeas, they're a quiet ally in that journey. Next, we move from foundation to fine-tuning. Because while chickpeas help build the muscle, the next food ensures your muscles and nerves are speaking the same language, day and night. Let's talk about pumpkin seeds. If chickpeas are the foundation, think of this next food as the fine-tuner, the delicate adjustment that brings your muscles and nerves into harmony. Pumpkin seeds, small, crunchy, easy to overlook. But for something so humble, they hold incredible power, especially for older adults who struggle with nighttime cramps, restless legs, or that sudden electric jolt that wakes you from sleep at 2:47 a.m. Sound familiar? These aren't random annoyances, they're signals. Your muscles and nerves aren't syncing the way they should. And pumpkin seeds? They're the precision tool that helps smooth the connection. Here's why. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, a mineral essential for calm muscle contractions, stable nerve function, and relaxation at the cellular level. Low magnesium is extremely common after age 50, even with a healthy diet. The signs are often subtle. Muscle twitching after light activity, aches after short walks, cramping when you stretch, legs that won't stop fidgeting when you're trying to rest. And that's where this tiny seed shines, but it doesn't stop at magnesium. Pumpkin seeds also contain zinc, healthy fats, and antioxidants, nutrients that work together to calm inflammation, protect joint tissue, and support long-term muscle coordination. One clinical trial at the Complutense University of Madrid found that adults over 55 who consumed just 30 to 40 grams daily for 6 weeks saw a 31% reduction in nighttime leg cramps, plus improved balance and muscle stability. I've seen this transformation up close. Carmen, one of my clients from Zaragoza, had been dealing with deep shooting leg cramps that woke her like clockwork around 3 a.m. She tried warm compresses, stretching, massaging. Nothing brought her real relief until we made one tiny change: a handful of roasted, unsalted pumpkin seeds every evening around 4 o'clock. Just enough time before bed for the magnesium to absorb. Just enough to tip her nervous system back into rhythm. Within 3 weeks, her cramps had faded. By week 6, they were gone. And her mornings, no longer stiff and foggy, she woke up energized, ready for her walk, her crossword, her day. Sleep affects everything. And when your legs are calm, your rest is deep. When your rest is deep, your recovery begins. So how much do you need? Start with about 2 tablespoons, 30 grams daily. Toss them into warm oatmeal. Sprinkle on salads. Add them to sautéed greens for a subtle crunch, or just enjoy them as they are, lightly toasted and warm from the pan. Here's a powerful tip. Eat them between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. This gives your body time to absorb and circulate the magnesium before bedtime. You'll likely feel the difference not just in your sleep, but in how steady your legs feel throughout the next day. And when small seeds deliver that kind of comfort, you realize healing doesn't have to be loud. Next up, we turn our attention from muscles to the joints that hold them together. It's time to explore an ocean-grown food that does more than just soothe, it restores. Let's talk about seaweed. Some foods grow in gardens, others grow in orchards, but this one comes from the sea. And while it may not look like much, thin, wavy, barely more than a sheet, it holds the quiet power to rebuild what time wears down. I'm talking about seaweed, a gentle, ocean-grown healer that supports your joints, bones, and mobility in ways most people never realize. If you've ever heard a popping sound in your knees when standing, or felt a grinding sensation while climbing stairs or twisting in bed, that's not just age. That's your body whispering, "I need support. I need cushioning." Seaweed delivers exactly that. It's rich in natural calcium, iodine, and unique compounds like fucoidin and laminarin, nutrients that boost your body's production of synovial fluid, the joint's natural lubricant, ease inflammation around stiff or swollen joints, protect cartilage from further wear, and even help maintain bone density, especially in older women. A study published in the American Journal of Community Nutrition showed that women over 60 who ate seaweed 2 to 3 times per week had up to 16% higher bone density than those who didn't. That's not just a number. It's the difference between walking confidently or fearing a fall. And I've seen what that looks like. Maria was one of my most inspiring clients. A yoga instructor for 30 years, she was graceful and strong until arthritis slowly stole her balance and silenced her practice. She didn't want to give up movement. She wanted her fluidity back. So we started with food, and seaweed became part of her rhythm. We added it to warm miso soup with tofu, crisp salads with vinegar and sesame, nori wraps with cooked rice and vegetables. What seemed like a small change became a turning point. Within 8 weeks, Maria's joint inflammation eased. Her pain receded, and one morning, she messaged me something I'll never forget. "I stretched today without pain. It felt like myself again." That's what seaweed can do, not overnight, but consistently. You don't need to make a drastic change. Just 2 to 3 servings a week can create a noticeable shift. Try adding wakame to broths. Sprinkle seaweed flakes on rice or greens. Use nori sheets as wraps for lean proteins or roasted vegetables. Want to boost the benefit? Add a few slices of fresh ginger and a dash of sesame oil to your seaweed soup. It enhances both digestion and calcium absorption, especially important if you struggle with bloating or slow metabolism. Seaweed is quiet, gentle, unassuming. But inside those ribbons of green is the memory of the ocean, rich in minerals designed to move with the tide, and your body, too, longs to move with that kind of ease again. So if your knees have been whispering, if your steps have felt stiff or unsure, this may be your answer. Next, we turn to something you may already love, but never knew could reconnect your nerves, muscles, and brain in one silky bite. Let's talk about avocado. If chickpeas help you build, pumpkin seeds help you relax, and seaweed helps you move, then this next food does something more subtle. It helps you feel again, not just in your legs, but in your connection to the ground beneath them. Let's talk about avocado. Now, you might know it as a creamy breakfast favorite or a hard, healthy snack. But under that soft green flesh lies something much more remarkable, a source of restoration for your nervous system. You see, some struggles aren't about muscles or joints. They're about the signals between your brain and your body. Maybe you've felt it. That strange numbness in your calves, a tingling in your toes that won't go away, the feeling that your feet are walking, but your brain isn't fully registering each step. That's not your imagination. It's often caused by peripheral nerves that aren't getting the nourishment they need to communicate clearly. And that's where avocado comes in. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, which helps reinforce the cell membranes that protect and stabilize your nerve pathways. Think of it like this. If your nerves were telephone wires, avocado strengthens the coating so the messages get through. Faster, clearer, smoother. It's also high in potassium, which supports muscle contractions, and vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects delicate nerve endings from age-related decline. And there's research to back it up. In 2021, the American Institute of Nutrition and Geriatrics found that seniors over 65 who included avocado in their meals at least 4 times a week saw noticeable improvements in their posture, balance, and coordination in just 6 weeks. But numbers only tell part of the story. Let me tell you about Miguel. He was 79, a retired teacher who loved walking his grandson to the park every morning. But over time, that walk began to feel strange. His legs moved, but the ground beneath him felt distant. His balance felt off, his confidence shaky. He wasn't weak, he was disconnected. So we made one change. Every morning, instead of a sugary pastry, he had a slice of whole grain toast with mashed avocado, a few chia seeds, and a squeeze of lemon. Nothing extreme, no pills, just nourishment. After 4 weeks, he returned with a quiet smile, and he said a sentence I'll never forget. The ground feels like it's back under my feet, and I can hear my grandson's footsteps beside me again. That's not just nutrition, that's reconnection. You can experience the same. Try eating avocado 3 to 4 times per week, starting with just 1/3 to 1/2 of fruit per serving. It's best in the morning when your nerves are most ready to absorb its nutrients, but it also makes a great afternoon snack. Mash it onto toast, blend it into a smoothie with banana and almond milk. Toss it into a quinoa salad or wrap it in leafy greens. Here's one extra tip. Top it with crushed walnuts, chia, or flax seeds. These boost your intake of omega-3s and vitamin E, enhancing nerve protection and reducing inflammation even further. Because avocado isn't just fuel, it's a quiet reset button for your nervous system. A way to make every step feel more stable, more connected, and more yours again. And now that we've explored all 4 of these powerful foods, each one working in its own way to rebuild strength, coordination, and ease, let's take a moment to look at the big picture. Because what's at stake here isn't just muscle, it's mobility, it's confidence, it's independence. And it starts with what you choose to eat, one bite at a time. Now let's take a breath. Step back for just a moment. You've just been introduced to 4 powerful foods, each one simple, accessible, and rooted in something deeper than nutrition. Because this wasn't just about chickpeas or seaweed or avocado. This was about something far more personal. It's about realizing that your legs are still listening, even if they've grown weaker, even if you've had trouble standing, even if you've started to doubt whether you'll ever feel steady again. They haven't stopped responding. They've just been waiting for the right signal. That signal doesn't always come from exercise. Sometimes it comes from the nourishment you give your body. Chickpeas help you build. Pumpkin seeds help you balance. Seaweed helps you move. Avocado helps you connect. And together, they remind your muscles, your joints, your nerves. You're not done yet. That's the beauty of the human body. It adapts. It listens. And when you begin feeding it what it truly needs, it whispers back in ways you can feel. That little extra energy in the morning, that one less wobble when you stand, that moment when you realize you're walking across the room without thinking. It's not magic, it's momentum, and it begins with food. So whether you try just one of these ingredients or all four, remember this: every bite is a message, every choice is a vote for strength, and every small change adds up to something powerful. Because your legs haven't given up on you. They've been waiting for a reason to stand tall again. Let this be it. You've made it this far. And that tells me something important about you. You're not here by accident. You're someone who's still curious, still hopeful, still looking for better ways to care for your body, not just for today, but for the years ahead. And that is powerful. Because what you feed your body isn't just fuel, it's a form of self-respect. And every nutrient you choose becomes part of the story you're still writing. If this video gave you something to think about, something that made you feel seen, supported, or maybe just a little more hopeful, would you take a moment to do something small? Give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you'd like more guidance like this, and turn on the bell so you never miss another tip made just for you. We're building something here, a space where older adults can learn, grow, and heal together, where strength doesn't have to look like it did at 30, because it's wiser now, more intentional, and just as real. And if there's someone in your life, maybe a friend, a sibling, or a caregiver, who's struggling with balance or tired of feeling tired, please share this video with them. You never know. One food, one shift, one small moment of understanding could change everything. And before we part, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these 4 foods before? Or is there one you're excited to add to your week? Let me know in the comments. Because when we share, we help each other. And when we speak up, we remind the world our health still matters. Until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and keep walking forward one nourishing step at a time.